As 2022 comes to close, I wanted to hop on here and give you my top 10 favorite horror films of 2022. And this was really tough because there was a lot of really good horror films, but some of these were my favorite. And honestly, I can't wait for 2023 because what we have lined up might even be better than this year. So, without further ado, let's get into it. At number 10, we have Black Phone. I really enjoyed this movie. However, I thought it was a little slow, but that last act was honestly impeccable and just such a wild ride. At number 9, we have Fresh. This one really surprised me. Daisy Edgar-Jones and Sebastian Stan were impeccable in this. They were awesome. And I loved how you think it's one thing, and then once you reach that midway point, it completely flips, and you're just like, what the hell is going on? It was messed up, but it was awesome. At number 8, we have Speak No Evil. This movie was absolutely gut-wrenching, and it made me sick to my stomach. The last act of this movie was just absolutely brutal. It does take a bit to get there. It is a little slow. But once you get to that point, and you'll know when that point comes, this movie just takes a turn for the worse, and it is just a hard watch. At number 7, we got Significant Other. This is kind of more sci-fi than it is horror, but this movie absolutely surprised me, and I'm also surprised not a lot of people are talking about it. Micah Monroe and Jake Lacy give, a performance of all time, and they're just absolutely stellar in this movie. And when you find out what actually is going on and what's happening, I was mind blown. And this movie is just so messed up, but it is so good. Number 6, we have Smile. I know this might not agree with a lot of people, but I honestly found this movie terrifying. It was the first movie in a while that actually creeped me out. And just the fact that, these characters, it was hopeless. That was the best way to describe this movie. It was absolutely hopeless. It was dark, and the jump scares actually worked. At 5, we have Barbarian. This movie was just so messed up, and it was such an original idea, and the fact that, it just changes on a drop of a hat, and there's that, midway point that you'll know what I'm talking about when you see it, this movie just stayed in my mind for a few days after watching it. At 4, we have Prey. This was the Predator movie we've been waiting for. Amber Midthunder was absolutely incredible in this movie, and I loved every minute of it. I got to go to the premiere at Comic-Con last summer, and the cast was incredible. They were super nice. This movie was awesome. At 3, I have Terrifier 2. I really didn't like the first one, but I loved every single minute of this. Art the Clown is iconic, and Lauren Rivera is our final girl. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. She is incredible, and that one death scene, and you know what I'm talking about in this movie, haunted me for weeks. I still hear the screams. Hats off, Damien. At 2, we have Pearl. I loved it more than X. Mia Goth is an goddamn icon, and that monologue at the end was some of the best acting I've ever seen. Number 1, we have Watcher. Micah Monroe is absolutely phenomenal. This movie was suspenseful, and it reminded me a lot of the 1978 Halloween. Watch it.